So, contestant number 3. What's your name and where do you come from?
Hello there, my name's Stephen D. Blower, but my friends call me Dickie.
Dickie Blower. That's an interesting name. Very interesting.
Thanks, sir.
So, Dickie, what do you get up to in your spare time?
Well, I do get up quite a bit.
Told you he's a big lad, look. So you get up. Anything place in particular?
Well,
or anywhere in particular?
I do like sports that involve balls.
I do myself, actually.
Another thing we have in common.
I have the hands. So, do you have a job, look?
I do, actually. I work as I'm a teacher.
A teacher? That's a fabulous job. It's a fabulous job. It's hard work, but it's a fabulous job. Do you teach a particular subject?
I do.
And what subject's that?
Sex education.
Sex education. Funnily enough, I've had quite a bit of sex education in my own time. Have you got any good advice for our audience out there that you think in this present time would keep them safe?
Don't be silly.
I've got some Johnnies back up there. If you need some.
Well, he's dishing them out later, girls and boys, so Right, I think at this point, I think we need to get back to Emily, because I believe she's got 3 fantastic questions for you, lad. So, Emily, are you ready? What's your first question, love?
Okay, I'd love to be swept off my feet by the man of my dreams. If you were my superhero, who would you be and why?
Right, so superheroes, gentlemen, and who's that question to first? Our contestant number 1, our sheep friend, our shepherd at the end. So, superhero, Mr. Shepherd.
I'd definitely be Spider-Man. With my technique, I'd soon have the wall.
You're not frightened of spiders, are you? I think you may be firing blanks at that end, Mum. She's not keen on spiders. I think it's all the legs, the hairy ones. Well,
Ben.
So question to who? Well, number 3. Same question to number 3.
Well, American comic book characters are my thing, so I'd be the Hulk. I'd be...
Hey, you're in there. Green's the favourite colour. You'll be alright. So, I think that just leaves contestant number 2 to answer the same question. So, it's over to you.
I'm a real fan of X-Men series, and Wolverine is my favourite character. I certainly would be making Hulk without.
Or even... Well, that's your first question, love. So I think we'll move on. Question number 2.
Okay, I'd like to start a bedtime reading.
Hey, audience! Quiet, we're filming.
If you could read me a book, what would it be and why?
Oh, and who's that question directed to, Emily?
Sorry.
Number 3. You spot a bedtime reading then, Chuck.
Now, I'm more into the classics, and a real fan of Tolkien. I'd really love to lord it over your ring and show you my twin towers, yeah.
Well, I did say he was a big lad. I didn't realise he was that big, though. Double barrel. So, who's the question directed to then, love? Question goes to number 1.
I'm a sucker for Harry Potter, so it'd have to be the latest one. And then I'd show you how to ride my Nimbus 2000.
Personally, I thought that was a cleaner, but then it does suck and blow. So, that just leaves number 2 again, doesn't it? Our little leprechaun in the middle. Same question to you, Chuck.
What are you thinking?
Well, they do actually, it's my damn show. Carry on.
Now I'm a history buff, and I really like true life stories, so Anne Frank's diary would be my choice for you. Then I could be trapped in your dark hole for 2 years.
Easy, Emily! Have them all! Well, I have to say that sounds quite an interesting prospect, myself, but I think you've got one question left.
Say the way to a man's heart is to his stomach. But what would you cook me and why?
Well, who's that directed to, love? Number 2, all straight in, number 2. Don't snigger, number 2. It's obviously a good line, come on. Spit it out.
I haven't got a clue how to cook at all, but I can do eggs. So how do you like yours? Boiled, fried, or fertilized?
That is question 2. Number 1.
Well, I'm a very traditional sort of guy, so I would have to give you a taste of British cooking. The best meat, 2 veg you've ever had.
Oh, gravy.
She wants it.
Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah.
Stuffing.
Yes.
Sounds fantastic,
It'll
Emily.
stuff you.
So it just leaves number 3, I do believe.
Now, I can't even boil an egg. Takeaways for me. But on occasions, let's skip the dinner and go straight upstairs for dessert.
I think that one on the end's a bit of a smooth operator, Emily. So, you've had your 3 questions, you've heard your answers from our smashing chaps, but before you make a decision, I think we need to go over to our Graham to remind you of some of the answers.
Well done.
Hello and welcome to Blind Date at Aberystwyth 2008. Will you choose contestant number 1? He says that he would be Spider-Man. He'd whip out his green goblin, fire his web and keep clinging on. He says that he's a sucker for Harry Potter. Well, he certainly rode his firestorm round Graham's Chamber of Secrets. He's a fan of a traditional British home-cooked Sunday roast. I'm sure he is. He likes to chew the stuffing and then squirt a feeble bit of mustard all over the place. For contestant number 2, he's a fan of X-Men and would like to be Wolverine. He'd like to impale you on his spikes. However, I feel that he may be much more like Professor Xavier. He has to stay in his chair because he's a bit too stiff below the belt. He says that like in Anne Frank's diary, he would like to stay in your dark cellar for a few weeks. But we must remember that at the end of Anne Frank's diary, lots of Germans came into the dark cellar too. He says that he's good with eggs. I'm sure they're not hard-boiled eggs. However, he wants you to taste on his egg whites. They might taste nice, but just like eggs, he's probably just come out of a chicken. Or will you go for contestant number 3? He says that he'd be the Incredible Hulk. His little Bruce banner turns green when it gets red. No, it gets big. It goes green. It doesn't go red.
You lost your whole flow now.
He says that he's a fan of J.R.R. Tolkien. But Graham is the true Lord of the Rings. Contestant number 2 just goes to Mount Doom and drops his ring into the crack.
Contestant number 3.
I want to be contestant number 3. He did all of that And also says that he can't boil an egg and doesn't want to have dinner. He wants to go straight upstairs for dessert. He wants you to be his chocolate tart. However, there's only 2 tiny fries in his doggy bag and only a feeble squirt of mayonnaise.
Well, Graham, thank you for all of that, and I'll be around.